Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Rachel Rodgers Show Kickstarter Day 3, okay? Where I just keep showing up live. I just keep popping up in your feed because I'm going to be relentless to let you know that I have launched the trailer for the Rachel Rodgers Show. It's my new TV show that I'm creating to showcase the global majority around the world that are building successful businesses and find out how they're doing it and then coach them and help them grow to the next level. And in order to make this show happen, we've filmed half of season 1. And so we are crowdfunding some funds to be able to film the second half of season 1 and be able to edit the show, which is a whole feat in and of itself. And then we're hoping to hit some stretch goals so we can do season 2 as well. So this is the feel-good TV that we deserve, that showcases the amazing stories of entrepreneurs. It's going to be inspiring. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be educational. Okay. It's going to be escapism because we're going to be traveling to different locations and visually very beautiful. You're going to laugh. You're going to cry, all the things that you want in a reality TV show. This is the TV we deserve. Okay. So help me bring it to life by backing our Kickstarter campaign. So if you go to hello7.co/Kickstarter, you can back our campaign at any level from $5 to $10,000. So I'm going live for the next hour. I'm going to answer some key questions about the show and about the Kickstarter campaign. So, if you're wanting more context, this is a great way to get it. And then I'll be showcasing some of the rewards and other details. So let's chat. Let's hang out. If you have questions for me, you can put them in the comments. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's do it. And I'm going to bring up my co-host for the next hour, which is Mary Angelica Ferrero. She is the director of the Rachel Rodgers Show. So without this woman, this show would not have happened. Because if you were relying on me, there's a lot of logistics, okay? There's a lot of, creative, mapping it out. And Mary Angelica is responsible for all of that. So welcome, Mary Angelica.
Thank you. I am so happy to be here. Day 3. I love that we have a new look. Every day I'm just like, what color are we going to be today? And today we're blue and I love it. So it's day 3. And honestly, one of the things that's exciting about this campaign is that we're just getting deeper and deeper into the why and why we're doing the show and why this matters. And it's giving us more opportunity to share truly behind the scenes of just honestly why we're creating something like this. So I wanted to get that started by asking you, why the Rachel Rodgers Show and what makes it so different from what's already out there? Why can't we just watch some other show that somebody else has already made? And tell us more about why the Rachel Rodgers Show needs to be created.
Yeah, well, because you can't get these things in any other show, right? All of the business shows are about billionaires in boardrooms, right? So it's like Shark Tank, The Profit, usually highlighting some white guy who, if there's a billionaire in the room, they are very disconnected to what's happening with small business, right? Like a billionaire should not be advising small business owners. You know what I mean? Like they're so far in the journey, far, far away if they even started, because most of these folks have, been handed something, right? Maybe through an inheritance or through, the systems in our country. Their entrepreneurial journey is much easier than it's going to be for someone who is a person of color, who is a woman, who is a queer person, who is a person with a disability, right? So they have just no connection to that. And so we have all these business shows with them because they feel like that's what's going to get ratings, but that's not connected to our journey. So I want to see entrepreneurs highlighted, and I want to see a show with someone who knows actually how to coach entrepreneurs at this level. And that is more down to earth, right? Like, why can't we showcase real entrepreneurs? The other thing is I'm kind of tired of the podcasts, even some of the TV shows that are the same celebrities over and over again. Yes. And I'm just I want to see real people, real entrepreneurs. What are they doing? How are they doing it? How are they making something out of nothing? How are they making this happen when they don't have an uncle to give them money? How are they making this happen when they don't have an inheritance to start their business with? I'm assuming that most of these entrepreneurs are starting from zero. And how are they doing it? I think there is so much to learn from these entrepreneurs, and so that's what I want to see. And then when it comes to travel shows, it's all about consumption, right? Go here and experience this and do this and take this. And I don't know, I like travel shows. I love travel shows. But again, it's another space where there's no shows with, you know, a Black host, a woman host that is a travel show. Like that's very rare to see. We actually just got that recently with Tracy Ellis Ross's show that's showcasing single travelers, right? Which is amazing. So I love that. And that's brand new. I know that just got greenlit for a second season. So that's great. But again, that's one, right? Out of how many travel shows? It's kind of ridiculous. So I'd love to see travel through the perspective of someone else besides a white guy, you know? And then also travel in a way where it's really connecting to locals and really connecting to people who are building businesses there. So I think that's also interesting too. And also, I just want to see uplifting TV. I want to see, TV that showcases real people, you know, and that is inspiring and motivating and educational and very entertaining all at the same time. And I just don't think we have that. I think all business shows are just like the hosts are white, and the majority of the people who are featured are also white. And then it's the same thing with travel shows. It's like always a white guy and from the white guy's perspective, right? And so I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with that, like for a white guy to have a travel show, but also why can't everybody else have a travel show too? Why can't we get a different perspective once in our lives? So yeah, I'm ready for something different. I think this will be the TV that we deserve, right? Especially something to counteract the outrage that we all feel on a daily basis watching the news cycle, right? Like every single day, in the United States in particular, there is some horrific thing that is on the news and beyond, right? Like, so I'm just so tired of our government and so disappointed with our government. Disappointed is like an understatement. And so I want to put some positivity out there that is uplifting and inspiring, that counteracts some of the negativity that we are all being subject to on a daily basis.
100. I love what you said, the TV we deserve, because isn't that right? We just want to be able to sit down and not just enjoy what we're watching, but also relate. And I think the blend of the show that I love so much is like that there is a part of it where people are going to learn. You're going to learn because that's just naturally what's going to happen. And entrepreneurs are naturally sponges. They're going to want to be like, how did they do it? And how did they do that? And oh my gosh, I can't believe I've never thought of that, right? Like there's going to be all these moments when it's going to spark things for them already in their business and in their lives. And even if someone didn't have a business, just seeing the way that someone felt brave enough, right, to go after this story might allow them to like relate to, maybe I can be brave about this life situation that I'm going through. So there's going to be so many of those moments in this show that are uplifting, that are creating. It's not like the brain rot TV that you just sit there and veg and you're just like, I'm getting nothing. And I know I'm getting nothing, but I need to like zone out the noise, right, of what's happening out in the world. And
wow. Okay. Hold on. I have to tell you something because I watched this reel yesterday that was talking about how there is actually a dumbing down of television that basically that these networks and studios in Hollywood now are directing the people creating TV to make the plots simpler, right? And use the simplest language and like basically really spoon feed the show, right, to the people watching because they're assuming that they're watching while also watching their screen on their phones, right? And so it's like, it's kind of like, well, what is even the point? You know what I mean? Like, why are we even here? Why are we doing this? Like, I think TV and film is art, right? It's a medium and it can inspire people. It can change people's lives. It can give people new ideas. And, you know, let's do it to the best of our ability and not do the dumbed down version and not do, you know, there is definitely like the high octane drama filled reality TV. And there's a time and a place for that. Like, I don't knock it. But also, you know, I think we do enjoy feel good TV as well, like Queer Eye, for example. That is a great example of a show that is showcasing some diversity. It could always be more diverse, in my opinion. But it is showcasing like some uplifting TV, right, that inspires people. And so I think we need more of that because that just feels rare, right? I think we have a lot of negativity. I think we have a lot of, you know, crime dramas and violence and, you know, people throwing, you know, turning tables over and all of that. And there's a time and a place for that. But how about something else? You know, like let's add something else to the mix.
Yes. And like during the filming of the show, I mean, we got to meet some incredible entrepreneurs, and that's only the first half. And if you're just joining us now, as a reminder, we are talking about the Rachel Rodgers show. This is a show that we are building. We've filmed the first half of season 1, and we are raising all the backing and dollars needed to finish the first season and to really not just finish it, but launch it in style, right? We're going to have a VIP style red carpet type of premiere. We're going to have lots of options for you to be featured on the show. We have ways of you getting your business featured on the show or you getting your question answered on the show. You can be a part of this in any level that suits you. We have any options available from $1 all the way up to $10,000. So whatever reward suits you best, all the options are available at hello7.co/Kickstarter. We're going to go through them in just a moment. But before I do that, you were saying something very, very, very key here about how it's just like people almost just need to be disconnected, right? They need to be disconnected on their phone. They need to be disconnected with what they're watching. And we need to dumb down everything that's out there. And therefore, it limits all the places where we can then go and actually grow and learn from and be inspired by. And that's what we're not doing with this show, right? We're making sure that people are not there. We're not dumbing down anything. We're literally getting right into it. You're asking people for their numbers. You're asking people for like, but wait, how? Explain this to me clearly. How did you do this? And how did you go from point A to point B, right?
Yes.
And so what was something fun that like comes out to you from meeting some of the entrepreneurs that we met and interviewing them and learning their stories? What was it like for you to just really be digging in with some of these business owners? Because they were varied stories. Like there was people from all over the map.
Yeah, I felt like a business detective, you know, because I don't know about y'all, right? You know how you watch, who here has watched House Hunters, right? Like you watch House Hunters on HGTV and somebody's showing up and they are like hunting for a house and they've got $1 million budget. And you're like, wait, what do you do for a living that you have $1 million budget? And so you Google them, right? And you're like, I need to know how you're making money because how do you have this $1 million budget, right? Or whatever it is. How are you buying a house in Italy that you're going to renovate for 500 grand? Like what is this life like? Explain to me how you got here, right? And so that's what instead of making you do that, I am doing the digging on this show, you know? So it's so fun to be like, okay, but where did the money come from to make this happen? And how did you come up with that idea? You know, and like, okay, so then you did it this way. And then what happened next? How did you get from there all the way over here? You know, so I am trying to figure out like, what were the strategies that you used? Where did the money come from to get this thing started? Right? Like, who were your first customers and how did you find them? And what were some of the setbacks you experienced and how did you overcome them? And like, how did you come up with this product or how did you come up with this service? So it's really fun actually, because I'm just kind of like, I got my magnifying glass out and I'm like,
yep,
what's going on here? Tell me everything, you know, we want all the tea. Okay. So this is just basically a show where I get the tea from entrepreneurs.
That's going to be our new tagline.
Exactly. Because, you know, it's like, we want to know their business. We want to know, like, how much money are you making? How are you making so much money selling this $5 thing, right? Like, where did you come up with this idea? Where did your first customers come from? Like, we want to know these things. And so I think when you see, there's so many varied stories, but there are patterns, right? And I think you'll start to see some of the patterns of like, okay, these are some of the things that led to success. Also, too, these are like very different types of businesses, very different types of entrepreneurs that are showcased. There is such diversity here that I think everybody watching can take something away from it and be inspired by the action they took, the resilience that they had, the ideas, the betting on themselves that they did and how they did it, right? Because I think sometimes we showcase like the extroverted loudmouth entrepreneurs like myself a lot, right? But there are other types of entrepreneurs who are quiet, who are more behind the scenes, who, you know, are leading in a different way. And I think seeing all of that is going to be really inspiring for people so they can see there's so many different ways to be a successful entrepreneur. And it's just really fun. Like, it is also fascinating to see their process, how they came up with the ideas, just all the things. I mean, there are stories, like, I wish I could tell you some of the stories that are in, I'm not going to ruin this show for you, but there are some stories that I was like, what? You know, like, I just fascinating. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, how, what, you know? So it's just really interesting people. And this is what I'm saying. Like real life is interesting. We don't actually have to flip over tables. We don't have to manufacture drama. First of all, entrepreneurship is a dramatic thing in and of itself, you know? Like entrepreneurship is drama. I know anybody here who's an entrepreneur knows that it is. So you can just follow the drama of the entrepreneurs. You don't need to manufacture drama. So I just think these stories and the other thing too is I don't know how or why, which is actually, that's not totally true. We somehow are able to attract really values-driven entrepreneurs, people who really want to build community, people who really want to impact their community in a positive way. And I think that is true for most entrepreneurs. Most business owners are here to serve. Yes, they want to make money. And I think like on Instagram and on social media, it seems like it's all about posing in front of a private jet. But I think that's the rare few. I think the majority of small business owners, there's a lot of easier ways to make money than becoming a business owner. Trust me, I could tell you, I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. But, you know, like they really want to impact the people around them in a positive way. They want to serve their community. And so it's really beautiful to see how they are serving their community. They're taking care of others, but they are also getting this money, right? And I want to showcase that you can do both at the same time. And in fact, you should do both at the same time. And if you could have work that you're able to do that is helping other people and you're able to take care of yourself and your family and save something for the next generation, right? Like that is a major win. So I really want to showcase those stories so that there are more of them, right? So then we can all get more creative in how we think about our careers and how we think about how we want to impact the world.
I love that, Rachel. I mean, listen, I think the one thing we know it to be true is that there is passion behind the show, right? Like the way there is passion behind not just the way it was made, but also in every episode, right? Because at the end of the day, it's when you have a naturally curious person, right? Who is just excited to find out more and wants to like dig in and dig a little bit more, that then you're just like, ooh, like they're doing all the work for me. And all I got to do is watch, right? Like, and honestly, the stories that are unlocked in these, just even the first half of the season are so fun. And there were so many times that Rachel would literally break character. She would like talk to us, the crew, because she was in such disbelief about what she was experiencing that she'd just look at us and be like, did y'all hear that? And we're like, yes, we're filming. Like,
I'm like, no, but for real.
There were so many moments like that during filming, right? That we were just like, and I think even us behind the, you know, the camera and the equipment, we were kind of just like trying to hold it in because the conversations were so powerful and there were so many good things being shared that you're just like, whoa, like you want to react, you know, like you would at your living room, like reacting to like with the TV that you're watching. So it was beautiful to see it be made because you could already tell the feeling that's going to be felt in the room, in those living rooms when people are watching it. So definitely encourage some like business watch parties. I think that'd be so fun.
Yes, for sure. Like definitely get your business besties together. I just wanted to comment and say the crew is always like my test audience, right? Like, like you're having this conversation or you're doing something in front of the camera. And then like after you cut, and then they're like, oh my God, that was so good. And like the whole crew starts going nuts over it. You're like, ooh, that was good. That was as good as I thought it was, you know? So the crew is like the first test audience. Like if they're not feeling it, then I know it wasn't good enough.
100%. And it was good. So for anyone in the room who is curious about, you know, what is it that's needed to bring this show to life, I want to bring up our first official goal. All right. So our first goal with this Kickstarter is $155,000. That is our very first goal that we're aiming to hit. And this is the goal that's going to get us to the finish line of season 1. Okay. So with this, we're going to be able to cover everything that's left in terms of production, right? Not just the filming, but the editing that happens with season 1, right? All of the crew that comes out and supports. There's lots of people on the crew that do this. And this is happening in Lisbon. That's where we're finishing season 1. The other thing too, is we're going to have an incredible marketing campaign that's going to be getting a huge push for the show to be visible. And this is key to keep in mind, because if you are going to be featured on the show, and there are ways to do that, we will tell you that in just a moment. I want to make sure that you know that you're not just going to be featured on a show that's just going to sit there and no one's going to watch it. We are putting tons of marketing effort behind everybody seeing this. We're having conversations with people in the industry already anyways about the visibility of this show. And so the $155,000 is going to help fund this marketing push for the show as well. And also, you know, there's a lot of other parts that come with business ownership that we all know. And if you're an entrepreneur,
especially
right?
a travel show. There's so
Definitely.
much logistics with a travel show.
Travel,
oh my God.
legal, right? Like the operations of the show, making sure that everyone, like all the other vendors that participate, right? All the other support crew that we need, not even just the filming crew, but all the other team members that make this show possible.
I just want to say too, like, here's the thing. When you take on something that is particularly challenging, you might be like, oh, let me just do an easy version. What's an easier version? Let me just do that. But you know, the benefit of doing something challenging like this is that the chances of you being duplicated are very slim because no one wants to do this hard ass shit that you're doing. Okay. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to do a show that's in one location, but it's another thing to do a show that is going all over a city, first of all over the world, right? Like you got to take your crew everywhere you're going. And there's just so many logistics that get very complicated. I mean, we've been thrown out of places. We've been threatened to be thrown out of places. And then when they found out what we're doing, they're like, okay, we'll allow it, but you only got 15 minutes. So it's like, we got 15 minutes to get the shot and we got to get out of there. Otherwise they're going to throw us out. So like, there are just so many stories like that. So anyway, that's just a note that if you're taking on something challenging, or if you have a challenging creative idea that you want to take action on, just know, like, it's going to be very hard for anyone to compete with you because it's so complicated. So that's a plus. You know what I mean? So
category of one, as you said, right? Category of one. It takes a while for everyone to jump on board. And you're right. This is not like anything we've done before, but it's also not like what most people do either. This is a challenge beyond what we've done in the past. And what has been really fun is knowing that it's possible, right? These are just all the things that need to happen for us to make this a reality. And being able to push ourselves to a new goal in this way allows us to now have a lot of evidence and proof and, you know, make mistakes along the way and learn them so that then we can continue to support our audience with how you do then go and step into a huge goal like this or into a whole new area. What works, what didn't, what would I have done differently? And all of that will come with the territory. And the other part that the $155,000 obviously is going to cover is delivering all the rewards, right, that are visible on our Kickstarter. And so if you are wanting to get swag, right, and we need to pay to get that swag made, that's going to come from this 155. We are going to be hosting a retreat in Portugal, right? And that retreat in Portugal will have costs to deliver. And if we're going to have you come out, anything that involves delivering the rewards available through this Kickstarter is also included in this goal so that we have everything to fund the show and to fund all the rewards. And so this is our very first goal.
By the way, we also have to pay Kickstarter because Kickstarter takes a cut on their platform because they gotta make a living and pay their people too. And then there's also payment processing takes a cut and taxes. You know, so like this is the production cost, the marketing cost, all of the operational costs, the cost to deliver the rewards, and all the people we got to pay percentages to, you know? So that's all included in that dollar amount. And if we don't hit this number, we get zero. That's how the Kickstarter platform works. So we need to hit this number, and we will hit this number. Like, I have no doubt that we will. I prefer it to be today. So we can spend the rest of the month working towards our stretch goals because we have some exciting things planned if we hit our stretch goals, which I think we will. Okay. So anyway, support sooner now rather than later. And just know you won't be charged today, right? So if you decide to back this project, you won't be charged till November 13th, which is when our campaign ends. So everyone who's backing this project, you're not charged till November 13th. And if you do any of the different options, the rewards that are the one that's $147 and up, you can split the payments into 3 monthly payments. So if you need a payment plan, it's built in. Your first payment would be November 13th, and then December 13th, and then January 13th. So I just think that's important to know because it allows you to say yes right now and just know that your card won't be charged until November 13th. So it allows you to plan a little bit.
Yeah. And so you started speaking about this. So I think it's important to let you all know, especially if you're new and this is the first live that you're catching. these are from this reward and up. All of these rewards, you can split the payment 3 times, right? So you'll get your first bill, your first charge of this reward will come on November 13th, the next one on December 13th, and the last one in January 13th. So really what you're doing here is you're supporting the show. You're ensuring that you are selecting the reward that you want to take part in, because some of them are very limited. And then that way you make sure that you know what, as soon as this campaign is fully backed, I know that I'm going to get that feature on the show, or I'm going to get that question answered, or my name is going to show up on the credits, and you don't have to worry about the payments all coming out all at once. And so that's a key thing for everyone to remember. So if you're watching right now and you haven't backed this project, please go to hello7.co/Kickstarter and pick the reward that best suits you. We're going to cover a couple of the ones that most people have been selecting so far, the most popular ones out there, and we'll get started with your name in the credits, because this is another way of you being able to show, like, it's like, look, mom, my name's in the credits, right? Like, it's just you being able to put your name behind the work that you want to see get created. So if you believe in this mission, if you believe in this work, if you believe in the representation that this show is going to bring to the screen, put your name in the credits, right? It's 147 plus you get goodies, you get stickers, you get a handwritten postcard, right? You get access to continual project updates, and it's only 147. This has been highly favored by a lot of people that are backing the show. They want to put their name in the credits. And if you have backed the show at, say, the $50 level that includes the postcard and stickers, you only need to add 97 to be able to make it to get your name in the credits. So you can always upgrade from where you were at. If you are like, you know what, I do want to back it at 147. I didn't know that I could split my payment 3 times, and now you do. And so this is an opportunity for you to take opportunity of this, because we are hitting our goals, okay? And you are a big part of us hitting those goals. And so go ahead and go to hello7.co/Kickstarter and get your $147 name in the credits. I want to see your names pop up on my screen. Okay. So go do that right now. So that's this one. And then we have a very exciting premiere in New York, Rachel.
Yes.
You want to tell us more about this premiere?
Yes. Well, we love a fun event. We love a party. You know what I mean? That's just our vibe. We have hosted, my God, I think over 100 events at this point.
Yeah, so many.
Over the years. So many. It's one of our superpowers is bringing people together in person. And so we're going to get together in person to celebrate the launch of this show. So the premiere will be, everyone who attends the premiere, you will be the first people to see the first episode of the show. So I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I could already see, like, we're going to an iconic theater in New York City where this is going to be hosted. It's happening on Thursday, January 29th, 2026. There are going to be celebrities in the room. There's going to be press in the room. Your favorite influencers, authors, entrepreneurs will be in the room. And you will be in the room if you decide to back it at this level. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. So we're going to watch the first episode of the show. And then I'm actually going to be doing a Q&A with the audience, and I'll have a special guest there to interview me and all of that. So there'll be a red carpet, there will be popcorn. It's going to be a good time. So I'm very excited about this. Yes. So this one is a very popular reward. A lot of people have been taking advantage of this, which is great, and getting their ticket to the premiere. So this is the VIP ticket, because you know what? Some of us have just decided that we are VIPs, and that's just how it is. You know what I mean? And it's like no one else gets to decide whether you're a VIP or not. You decide. Okay, so you decide. And you know what, too? I will say we're not necessarily VIP with everything, because there's some things that I just don't care about. So I don't need to be VIP for that. But the things that I do get excited about, I want to be VIP. I want to be behind the velvet rope, you know? So anyway, so this will give you the best seating in the house so that you could do the best networking, because that's one of the things that I always want to curate at my events, is making sure that there are exceptional people in the room for you to meet and connect with. So that it's creating opportunity for you, because I know meeting people and meeting the right people could literally unlock your business. We had this happen to many of our attendees at ROI. Like, I have so many stories from the 3 ROIs that we've done, but one of them in particular is a client who shared her product with Tabitha Brown, who spoke at our second ROI, which is our annual conference that we do. We've done 3 years in a row. And so the second year that we did ROI, we had one of our clients, like we had Tabitha Brown come and speak, and she was amazing, as you can imagine. And then she did a meet and greet. right? So if you had a certain ticket level, you got to do this meet and greet. So this is similar, right? Like you get a certain ticket level and then you get access. That's how it works. And so anyway, so she got to meet Tabitha. She shared her product with her. Tabitha wound up doing a review of her product on Instagram. And so like literally within less than 24 hours, she had like 10,000 new followers, all these orders pouring in. So that's the power of meeting the right person, right? And so I always want to be creating those connections, and my friends and these amazing speakers that I brought together, celebrities, entrepreneurs, all of these folks, they're good people. And they don't necessarily respond to all the DMs because there's so many of them every day, and like they got work to do. But when they're in person with someone and they hear their story and they're like, oh, you know who you need to meet? Because I hosted another dinner this year where my friend Tiffany Aliche was there, and there was one of my clients was there, and she was sharing her dream for her business and her dream for her life. And Tiffany was like, I know someone you need to meet. And she just instantly made a connection for her that opened up doors and opportunities. So like, this is the magic that can happen when you're in person. So that's my case for you for why you should invest for the VIP ticket instead of the general. I mean, do it at whatever level it works for you, but these are some of the benefits you get from the VIP ticket.
I love that. And honestly, it's being in the right room. Okay. Sometimes that's all you need to get to the next place is being in the right room. And so this I know is going to be the right room. And so as you know, we're going to bring some people. You're going to want to say hi. You're going to want to meet them. VIP is the way that you're going to get the best access, because this is where you're going to be able to be in close contact. You're going to be close by with the other VIPs in the room. All right. And so, yes.
And like think of the content. Okay. Think of the amazing content that you'll create, the reels that you'll create, the photo ops that you'll get. It's just going to be a magical day. And then too, it's so fun to like be able to celebrate with all of our backers, right? Like the people who backed this project and helped to make it happen. Because literally, if you don't back it, it doesn't happen, right? So we get to then celebrate with the people who made it happen. Yeah. And that's really exciting too.
Yeah, it's going to be so special to know that everybody in this room made this happen. And then everyone that is in there, and especially as a VIP, you're also going to get your name in the credits. You're going to get all these other rewards that you see attached to this, right? Access to the first season, etc. But that means you're going to sit in the best seat in the house. You're going to watch the first episode of the show premiere with all of us. And then at the end, everyone's going to get to see their names show up on the screen, which is just going to be so beautiful and so exciting because you all would have made this happen. So there are obviously other ways of attending the premiere. So we do have a single ticket. If you want to come just to watch the premiere, you don't care where you sit, but you just want to be in the room and you still want to support this work that we're creating, we have a $497 ticket. And we also do have a bonus that we do recommend most people go for, because you likely already have a friend, a business bestie, right? A partner, someone that you want to bring alongside you. And this will save you money if you are buying two together. So this is our 2-ticket to the show premiere bundle. In it, you'll get two hats. And the hats are a big part of this. Okay. I'm just excited for the hat. Like the photo ops with the hat, right? Like rock the hat, put it in your photos, do the stories, all the things with your hat. It's going to be so cute. And everyone's going to have a hat. We need a photo op with everybody with their hat.
Oh my God. That's going to be so cute and so fun. And you still get you still get your name in the credits, and you get to bring your business bestie, because it's always more fun with your business bestie.
100%. So now there's 3 ways to attend this premiere. You can go on your own. You can take a partner with you or a business bestie with you, or obviously you can join us at the VIP level for getting access to the premiere. So before we continue on with some of the next rewards that we want to chat about, I wanted to ask you, Rachel, just because we are talking about the premiere and people seeing, the show in person and experiencing it this way, what do you feel, or what is your intent for what people are going to feel when they're watching the show? Whether it's in their living room or whether it's in the premiere, like what are people going to feel as they're watching it?
Yeah, I love that question. I think that they're going to sit there and be moved. I think they're going to just be like blown away by the people who are featured. I think they're going to be inspired. I think they're going to be taking notes and getting new ideas for their own lives, for their own businesses, for moves they want to make even outside of business in their lives. I think they're going to be like, I want to go to Lisbon and go eat at that restaurant, or I want to go to Lisbon and go to that, amazing business and experience the things that they offer. And I think that they will leave feeling motivated, because I think when you watch somebody else, who looks like you, who shares your identity, like making things happen, you're going to be like, oh, let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do this. So I feel like they're going to walk out of there really inspired too. But I do think like people are going to cry when they hear some of these stories. I think they're going to laugh hysterically. Oh my God, there's one particular story that is going to make you laugh. So it was hilarious. I was laughing. Just so funny, like again, we don't need to manufacture drama because business in and of itself will create plenty of drama for you, for your life. But yeah, so I think it's just going to be, they're going to laugh, they're going to cry, they're going to be moved, they're going to be inspired, and then they're going to walk out of there and be like, let's go. I got this.
I love that. And I think it's such a beautiful reminder of the impact of creating the thing that's like really in your heart to create. So,
Yes.
At one point you had this with your book, right?
Yes.
Like there was a time in your life, I don't know if you remember, when you didn't have a book published.
Who was I? When was that?
Right? So it's like, it's wild because I know just, even over here on the team, and we see it every single day, people still message about the impact that your book has had on their lives, right? We Should All Be Millionaires. When the book came out, seeing, right, a Black woman on the cover, hearing your own story of going from, like a negative credit score, basically, to like all the way up, right, to where now you were buying your dream house and making the money that you were making and inspiring others to make millions. So I feel like there's this moment right now that we're in that's just going to be so easily remembered, which is like, did you remember there was a time before you had a TV show? Right. And this is where we're in. We're literally living the before right now of before the impact of the show, and before people message you about the impact of the show. It's just going to happen. It's natural.
I'm just laughing because it's going to be like, remember when you were going live every day and being like, please back this project? Yeah. Seriously, it's so true. And this is the thing that I want people to know. And I think this is one of the takeaways from the show, is that dreams do actually come true. Like they do. This is not something that's for the movies. This is for real life. And what makes it come true is consistency, just deciding to show up, making the decision, making the commitment, and then just continuing to show up imperfectly until you get the result that you're after, because there was certainly a time where I could not imagine, like my goal as a business owner in the beginning was to make $41,000 a year. I graduated during a horrific recession to the 2008 recession. There were no jobs. So I was like, great timing. You nailed it, Rachel. So you got hundreds of thousands of student loans and a bad credit score, and there's no jobs. But honestly, I was just talking to a friend of mine. That was my friend back in the day. I actually featured, her name is Lurie Daniel Favors, and I featured her in We Should All Be Millionaires. So she was in one of the chapters. So you might remember reading her story. She was one of my friends who was telling me my prices were too low. And I was like, mind your business, and then I was like, okay, actually, let me listen to you. Thank God I did. But she was there at the beginning. And I was like, yo, do you remember when we were just little babies that like just trying to make it in a bad economy? And look at us now. She has her own radio show on Sirius XM, look what we've become. But I have so many friends like that. I have someone I know who was a photographer, like he was just kind of freelance photography on the side, trying to make some extra funds. And now he is an A-list actor. Okay. That you have all seen in a movie, right? So it's just amazing to see that the people that you are coming up with and yourself, like you will eventually reach those goals. You will eventually make those things happen. And you won't remember a time when you didn't, right? Like you'll barely remember what it was like back in the day. Because like, again, my goal is to make $41,000 a year and work from home and be able to afford health insurance. Like if I could hit those three things, that would be success. I exceeded those three goals in year one of entrepreneurship. I replaced my salary. I was able to buy good health insurance for myself and my family. And I was able to work from home, and then I was like, well, that happened really quickly. What's next? Then I had to set a new goal. And I was like, okay, let me just get to six figures. Like if I could just make $100,000, that would be amazing. The second year, instead of making $100,000, I made $300,000. And so I was like, oh, okay. Like, oh, there's some real money up in here, So yeah. And then it was just like, okay, well, now what's next after that? And so naturally, me being myself, where like, I don't know why I'm like this. I was sending some messages to some of my former clients earlier today. And I was like, y'all, it's me again with another big, bold project. You know, y'all know me. I just can't sit down. Can't just sit down and go be boring, right? Like, why can't I just sit down and just be boring? You know what I mean? Like, just enjoy the everyday boredom of life, right? Like, I always got to take on a big project, but that's just who I am. So I accept that about myself. But anyway, yeah, so here I am, right? Like, so then I was like, oh, I want to hit 7 figures. And that took me the longest time. So going from 300,000 to 7 figures, I think it was like 4 or 5 years that it took me, because it was a lot of trial and error. I could not figure out what I was doing wrong because I didn't have anybody guiding me. I didn't have a business coach at the time. I didn't have any friends who were like exceeding where I was to say, hey, girl, you need to do it like this. Then I started going to like business events and conferences, and I started hiring coaches. And that's where I figured out, oh, this is what I need to do. And also just some trial and error on my own. So I learned the hard way, and now I teach the fast and easy way, right? Because it could be so much faster than it was for me. So then I hit $1 million. And then it was like, oh my God, could we hit multi-millions, right? Like, let's see if we could hit $2 million. Then we hit $2 million. Then the next year we hit $5 million. Then the next year we hit $10 million. And I was like, oh my God, right? Like, I had no idea that this was possible. And your dreams just kind of build on each other. But the hardest part, I think, is to start. And so I think if this show could inspire so many more people to start, because I truly believe entrepreneurship is the great equalizer, right? Ain't nobody going to give us nothing. The people in power are not just going to be like, yeah, you're right. Here, take this power back, right? Like, that's not going to happen. So we need money, right? We need money to fund the politicians we want to see representing us. We need money to fund the institutions that we want to see created, right? To fund the causes that we care about. And the way we're going to get that money is through entrepreneurship, right? We have a greater opportunity to build real wealth through entrepreneurship than we do working in corporate, than we do, just like any, just saving for our whole life, right? Like, this is really our opportunity here. So I really want to showcase this opportunity for more people. I want to make it accessible to more people, so more people say yes. And then it just creates this movement of people who are shocking themselves with how much they can earn and how much impact they can have. That
was a word.
I don't even remember what the question was, because you know me, I just go on a tirade.
Honestly, you know what? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I did see people in the comments, so share. So Bella was sharing, like, I seriously love the book and the workbook. I share it with so many people so they can order it too, right? Another comment was coming through. Yeah, and there was there was somebody who was excited about being at the premiere. So
yes,
be at the premiere. Certainly picked my favorite package and backed it. Super excited about that. And then also this part, right? Like Bella was saying, even just seeing someone like Rachel actually go and throw up a Kickstarter and just go at it in this way, right? And do these daily lives and just make it happen and show up on these like internet streets being like, buy my thing.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Make this come to life.
Yes. When you're at the beginning of something, you got to put in work, right? Like, that's what it is. So am I a seasoned entrepreneur? Yes. If I wanted another book deal, that's very easy. I have the agent, I have the publisher. I can just be like, hey, I got a new book. I don't even have to write a proposal anymore. I send them a 1-pager about the concept of my book, and they're like, okay, here's money. go write it, right? So that's very easy at this point. Those are things that I've all done before. No one has seen me make a TV show, right? So, they're not as quick to give me money for this. You know what I'm saying? And so now I gotta figure out a way to make it happen myself. Like that's part of the journey. So when you're starting something new, I don't know, like first of all, I'm gonna be very honest. I don't care what other people think. Okay. So if someone is like, oh, I'm out here hustling or whatever, judge me for that all you want. I'm trying to make something happen, and I'm fully committed to making it happen. And I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make it happen, because that's how much I believe in it. And that's how committed I am to making it happen. So I think if we're too worried about what are people going to say, or what are they going to think, or this or that, or I don't want to humble myself and be a beginner again, well, then you're not going to be able to step into the new thing, right? Like, because you could this is what it was. I created a law practice. I practiced law for 7 years. I was very good at it. I was very well known for being a successful lawyer. And then I was like, actually, I want to pivot and go into business coaching because I want to show people how I built this successful law practice, right? And so then I was brand new to that, right? And so then I had to humble myself and be like, okay, how do you build a business coaching practice? And so I was just trying everything, trying all the different types of coaching offers and working with different types of entrepreneurs until I figured out my thing, right? And then now I've been doing business coaching for many years. I'm very good at it, and of course I'm going to continue it because I love it. But now I'm also stepping into this new thing, this TV show. And so again, I have to bring that, beginner energy and be committed to it. And this is what it looks like, y'all. Some of y'all have big dreams, big visions, big things that you want to create, amazing offers that you want to sell. And the reason you're not selling them is because you're too worried about what other people are going to think when you're out here hustling in these internet streets to make it happen. Listen, don't ever be too good for the hustle. Okay. I will never be too good for the hustle. Okay. I will hustle when I need to. And you hustle at the beginning. And then once it's going, right, then, becomes easier over time. You don't stay in hustle forever, right? Because that leads to burnout. So that's not what I'm saying. But in order to get something started, you got to be willing to put in that elbow grease too. And I will also say about Kickstarter, like the ROI, the Millionaire Summit, right, is my big annual conference. I've done it 3 times. I funded it out of my own pocket. And that was really, really hard, okay? Because it was far more expensive than I thought it was going to be. It was a huge production. It was an amazing event. It's been an amazing event every time we've done it. And we've gotten better and more efficient at delivering an incredible event for less cost, right? But it hurt financially, right? Because I just took on this big thing and I was like, I don't need to ask for help. I'm just going to do it myself, right? And that's just being in your ego, unwilling to ask for help. So I'm like, okay. Now, when we do this, we're taking on another big thing. I'm going to ask my community to be a part of it instead of trying to fund it myself, experiencing the pain of that, right? Like I also have a business to run. And I don't know if y'all know this, but businesses have expenses. Okay. So sometimes people hear our top line revenue and think like I'm just swimming around in cash like Scrooge McDuck. That is not how that works. Okay. Because we have a 7-figure payroll that we have to pay every year, right? And all kinds of business expenses. So I have done well for myself. And I'm also smart enough to know that I don't have to take a huge risk every time I want to create a new project. I can actually invite other people to be along for the ride. And I think it's a win-win. It's a win for me. It's a win for you. It's a win for our community. And now we get to have this premiere. We get to have this retreat in Portugal. We get to put your name in the credits. We get to have this collective experience. And so I think that's a win for everybody, So yeah, I'm not too good to hustle, just FYI.
Never too good to hustle. And honestly, I think that's the other part that you mentioned. This is a win-win because at the end of the day, what we are doing with this show, especially with some of these rewards, is we are bringing you along for the ride, either behind the scenes, right, or on screen. And so It's really up to you in which way you want to come and be a part of it. You could be a part of this by putting your name in the credits. Like we said, you could be a part of this by coming to the premiere. And then we also have some other exciting rewards, right? We have rewards that allow you to actually be visible on screen. So as an example, we have getting your business question answered on air. This is one of our rewards that is limited, right? We only have 15 of these. And the reason for that is because there's only so many questions Rachel can answer in a season of the show. And the way that this works is you actually get to submit your voice. You submit your question with your voice, you're speaking it out, and we get to play that on the show with your name, right? And the details about who's submitting this question. And then we have Rachel respond to you directly to the camera. So she's looking at the camera, she's saying your name, and she's answering your question. And there's nothing like getting clarity from obviously a master coach, but someone that has likely heard 500 different versions of your question, right?
Every time.
Already coached 500 times on what you need to do, because for you, it's the first time that you're stuck in this way, right? It's like, this is the clarity I need. I've never been through this moment in my business before, but Rachel has seen it either from her own lived experience or from clients. And so getting that clarity, it brings great visibility and clarity to everyone who's watching the show, because I assure you, many people have the same question you do. But on the other side of that is that you actually get to be featured on the show. So we get to know, and just like Rachel was saying, people get curious, like, who's that? Right. And if you're asking, let's say you're asking a question and you're saying, I have a subscription box business and this is what I offer, and this is the struggle that I have right now. Now everyone's like, what is the subscription box business? Let me look it up. Let me see who this person is and what are they selling, right? So it's just visibility for the show. And as a reminder, you are going to be a part of the season, right? Which means that every time somebody comes back to watch the show, you are still going to be featured on that way. And you're likely going to already have surpassed where you were when we were filming this, because you're going to have some clarity from the question. You're going to take action on it. And then you're going to be able to obviously grow from where you are. So this is a fun one. I'm excited for these because you had a lot of fun answering these questions when we filmed a few of them.
Yes, I really did enjoy it. And I agree. I think it's a great opportunity because part of the reason for doing this show too is to showcase and provide visibility for amazing entrepreneurs. So that could be you as well, right? Like you also are an amazing entrepreneur that maybe has a business question that has had you stumped sometimes for years, Meanwhile, for me, I solve problems like that for breakfast. Like I've been doing it for so long. It's very easy for me. So that's one of the benefits of having a coach, having a mentor that can just solve your problems like that. And then of course, by you asking that question, the millions of people who are going to watch the show, now they also benefit from the answer to that question. Now they also know how to solve that problem because these problems are like, they're not unique. I know every entrepreneur feels like only I have this exact problem. And I can tell you for certain that you are not. So it'll be a great way to get featured in the show, get your question answered. I think the publicity will be awesome and definitely attract new clients to your business as well.
And with that comes, if you want more than just your question answered, if you don't just want Rachel to talk to you through a camera screen, but you want to actually be and have a back and forth with her and get actually coached, you can get coached on the show. This is huge. Yes. I don't think you all need to understand how limited and how rare this is. Okay. Because it's already rare for Rachel to coach one-on-one because at this point, we've scaled to a place where that's no longer what Rachel's doing day in and day out in this business at all. Right. Like this is a bonus that barely like every now and then comes to see the light of day. But now it's being offered for the show, which means not only are you going to get that one-on-one experience and that coaching and that support and that clarity, right? And the thing that's going to unblock you to make more money after the session, but it's going to be featured on the show, right? So it's going to help so many more people, and the visibility and exposure that comes from people really getting in the weeds of like what your business is, what do you offer, who do you offer it for, right? And Rachel working through to understand, okay, this is where you're at. This is how we're going to get you there, because for you, it might not seem that clear, but it's going to be clear for Rachel. It's going to be beautiful to have this featured on the show. And there are only 7 of these left. And so listen, you have to take action right now. If you are like, you know what, I need to just make a bold move right now. This is what I need to be able to make it to the next level. There's all these other things I could invest in, or I could ensure that I'm getting visibility, which think of it like advertising dollars, right? You're getting coached, which is like a one-on-one coaching session would cost you way more than what you're paying for this particular reward, right? And you're getting to be on a show. You're going to get to be on set. You're going to get to see how it happens, right? You're going to get to come and see how everything gets made as you are coming to be live on the show and be recorded for the show. And again, just so everyone remembers, you don't get charged anything until November 13th. Okay. So if you're looking at this number and you're like, how am I going to make that work? You can split the payment 3 times. And so you get a 3 payment plan starting on November 13th. The second payment would come out December 13th, and your third payment wouldn't come out until next year, January 13th. Okay. But the spaces are limited. And so if this is something you're even considering, I would recommend you go in there and you back it. You choose the pay later option. And then that way you get your split of payments, and then you don't worry about your credit card getting charged until November 13th, so that you are ready to be exclusively coached on the Rachel Rodgers Show. I'm so excited about this one.
Yeah, seriously. The 2 people that I coached like this in the first half of season 1 have already shared, like they've been working on it. They've been executing the homework that I gave them. Like I basically rearranged their business model in a way to make it less effort for them, less work, and for them to be able to generate more money. So it's worth it. I can tell you for sure. Also, the press, right? Like the fact, like you being featured in the show, you're going to have new fans. People are going to fall in love with you, like, and learn more about your business and be excited. So I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, this one's going to be so fun. So these are some of the many different kinds of rewards that we have available within the Rachel Rodgers Kickstarter. We have other opportunities for you to, be a part of the behind the scenes of the show, which involve coming and being a person on the behind the scenes. So you could ride along with us and come with us on a shoot day. And this allows you to experience everything behind the scenes. So this is only available for 5 people. So there are 5 of these available only. And that is because there's only so many people we can really have behind the scenes, right? Before we become like too much of a crowd to go film in a cafe or film wherever we're going to film in New York. But the fun part about this one is if you're now at a place where you're like, you know what? I'm really curious about how this gets made. How do these shows get created? I'm curious about this, not only for the Rachel Rodgers show, but maybe you have a show that you want to create for yourself. And you're like, I really want to understand like who's involved, how many crew members. I want to be able to ask questions. I want to be there to understand the full outline of how they're doing it. This is a really, really fun reward because you're not going to get featured on the show, but you're still going to have all the other pieces. You're still going to have your name in the credits, and you're going to be behind the scenes. You're going to see the wild situations that we get ourselves in when we're filming this show, and all of the ways that we're going to change things last minute, because sometimes that's just how it happens, apparently, when we're filming TV. So this is how it rolls.
Yes. So this is going to be really fun. There were some people that have shared like they've always wanted to do a documentary, or they've always wanted to do a TV show, or maybe they're just like creating content and they want to know like, how are you batch created content at a really high quality level? Like you really get to see how the sausage is made. And that was really beneficial for me because my best friend, Robert Hartwell, he has a TV show. And he, I was on 2 episodes of his show. So I got to be on set and see who are all the players there that are helping to make this show happen. What is exactly does it look like? And it was really cool to see, like, and actually it's really not that complicated. You just need like the right people and the right ingredients. And I got to see all of that. So honestly, if I hadn't been on set for that, I don't know that I would have been confident enough to say, okay, we can create this show on our own. So yeah. Oh, and one thing I wanted to add too about the coaching spot, that's happening in New York. So you don't have to fly to Lisbon.
Yes.
You just get yourself to New York City and you can do the coaching spot that way. Also, if you're, if getting to New York is a challenge for you, we can also do it via Zoom and we'll make it look really beautiful. So as you can see, like we like production. Okay. As you can see on this live.
We really do. We really do. The last one that we wanted to chat about today before we close out is our retreat in Portugal. And so we are hosting a very special retreat in Portugal. So far, every person that has purchased a ticket to come to the retreat is a 7-figure earner in their business. And so this is going to be a really special experience for those of you that are already at 7 figures and you're like, you know what, what's next? How am I going to now break through from this? There's going to be some very valuable coaching directly to you where you are now at 7 figures, as well as experiences. We're going to have a blast together. You're going to do some good work. You're going to work really hard on, really working on your business. And then you're going to also play really hard because we're going to take you to all of the places that were featured on the season 1 show. You're going to get to meet some of the people that you actually would have seen on the season.
Yes.
You're going to have experiences like Rachel did on the show, and you're going to get to see Portugal, right? You're going to really get to experience this entire retreat. And so it'll be good for the business, good for the soul, good for you. It's going to be a good one. I'm excited about this one.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. This is a hot one. We have several people already signed up. I'm excited for this. And again, you get to do the payment plan and spread it out, but secure your spot and be with 7-figure entrepreneurs. And I'm going to be doing specific workshops that are specific to the people in the room. So you'll do an intake form once you sign up. Then I'll know what your current challenges are and I will tailor the content to that. The dates are June 8th through the 11th, 2026. So if you want to have something to look forward to in the new year, I think this is a really exciting one. And also too, it doesn't hurt that it really does move the needle on the Kickstarter also, and just helps us reach our goal really fast. So I'm excited for this. We're going to have fun. We're going to visit the businesses that we featured in the show. So it's going to be great.
It's going to be so good. I'm so excited. Honestly, remember that as you are choosing the reward that you want to back the show at, you are also putting dollars towards this show being made, right? So you're not only getting what you're receiving from the reward, but it's already going, it's like going to a good cause, right? Like this is already, it's already attached to a good cause. So you don't even have to be like, should I? Just say yes. Okay. The answer is always just going to be yes. Okay.
Just say yes.
Just say yes. It's literally like the opposite of that campaign. Did y'all have the Just Say No campaign going on in states at any point?
Yes. Just saying no to drugs. Yes.
Say no to drugs. Yeah. This one's say yes to our Kickstarter. Just say yes. So with that said, I want to make sure that everyone is aware of where we are at right now. So we are just above this graphic. We're actually like $500 away from 70,000. So
wow.
I get to have a whole new graphic if one of you goes out and buys a ticket to the premiere. So listen, I want to make sure you need to tell everybody okay, about this opportunity. If you're like, I'm happy, like I already backed the show, we are so grateful. And now go tell 10 more people. All right.
Yes.
Because we need more people to back this show. We are at 114 people that have backed this show. Okay.
That's amazing.
That's 114 people that are like, yes, I want to see this made. I am putting my dollars where I want to see change happen, where I want to see this being created. And so go tell 10 people, right? They can come in at the $5 thank you level. They can come in at the $25 sticker level, right? We have levels at we've talked about some of the bigger rewards here, but there are some others that are very accessible for everyone, for your mom, for your aunt, for your favorite cousin. Go tell everybody that this is important to you and that you want to see this show made, because this is how it happens, right? It's community. And at this point, because we talked about how little representation is out there when it comes to TV and shows like this and them getting funded, this is how it happens with the community. And the community has to show up for what they want to see happen in the world. And we do this with causes we care about. We do this with art that we want to see be made, and with shows that we know are going to create a lot of change, a lot of positive change. And so you all get to make me so happy with a new graphic as soon as y'all come in and back the show. And we're going to be able to celebrate that. So thank you so much for so many of you that have backed it. I just want to share some of your names that have recently backed the show. So we have Ebony, Regina, Lauren, Serve, Renate, Natalie, Michelle, and Cricket. So thank you all so much for
amazing.
We're so grateful. Thank you. And thank you for all of you that have been active with us here in the comments on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram. So we are live streaming everywhere. You're not going to stop seeing us anytime soon, just so you know. And before we're out, let's do a watch party of the trailers, just so everyone remembers what it is that we are creating. Because I think we all just need a reminder of the fact that this show is like nothing else you've seen before. So let me bring up the trailer and we'll get right to it.
Welcome to The Rachel Rodgers Show, where I'm combining my two favorite things, travel and making money. I'm taking you to cities around the world to meet real entrepreneurs and find out how they built their success. You'll see what it truly takes to make millions on your own terms, the sacrifices, the setbacks, the pivots that nearly broke them, and the wins that prove what's possible.
So pretty. Oh my God. Woo! This is amazing.
I'm Rachel Rodgers, serial entrepreneur, investor, and best-selling author of We Should All Be Millionaires. I grew my company, Hello7, to over $10 million, and now I teach others how to do the same.
Welcome back. Our next guest, Rachel Rodgers, because we all should be millionaires. Congratulations!
This is all about the money. Where do we begin?
We are so excited with our guest. How does somebody
self-made millionaire, Rachel Rodgers.
Well, first of all, we have to start with boundaries.
But this show isn't about me. It's about entrepreneurs just like you, building restaurants, tech startups, consulting practices, and everything in between.
Time out.
And yes, I'll also pull back the curtain on my own journey, the decisions that changed the game for me, the mistakes that nearly cost me everything, and the lessons that will help you avoid the same trap. You'll even hear me answer the questions you send in, because this show isn't just for you, it's with you. Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Farrah. Hi, Dr. Julie.
Nicole. The first thing that I would do,
I'm going to do my homework.
If you've ever wondered, can I really do this? Can I really build wealth and freedom on my own terms? The answer is yes, and every episode will show you how. This isn't just a show, it's a movement. It's culture, it's wealth, created by us, for us, and on our own terms. This is the Rachel Rodgers Show, and it starts right now.
Oh my gosh. Wait, you're on mute.
I was saying it does not get old. I get the feels every time I watch it.
Me too. Every time. And I always smile every time you say everyone's names when you're like answering their questions, because I just think it's so special. And I just remember us like listening to their questions, like at the cafe, being like this on the phone, listening to the question. And then Rachel would be like, okay, I'm good. I know what I need to say. Be like, okay, we're good. Everyone rolling. We good now. So it was so funny to see it happen live, but it was so immediate. And it was so great to hear the questions live. It felt like we were literally doing a live radio show in the moment, because we were like listening to the question and answering live, like we were live in the moment. It was so fun. So thank you all so much for being a part of this live. We are so excited for this Kickstarter campaign to continue to grow. Remember, we need everyone's support, and we need you to tell everybody you know, okay? The link is hello7.co/Kickstarter. That's how you go to back the show. There are opportunities to back the show from $1, $5, $25, $50, $147. Like they're all in there, all the way up to being featured on the show. Or, you know, if you're at 7 figures and you're like, I want to go be with my people and I want to get the coaching that I need at this level, go and join us for this retreat. It's going to be once in a lifetime kind of opportunity, and it's going to be magical. And so we're going to close out, Rachel, with a money dance, because we're calling in the money today. And so we need to make sure that we get paid. And so we're bringing that in with the right energy, starting bright and early this morning. And so we're cutting to a money song.